The Secret Garden. Francis Hodgson Burnett. Previously, on The Secret Garden, Mary met Dickon in the quiet wood, surrounded by wild creatures who trusted him completely. As they talked, she felt for the first time that someone might understand her. When he asked about her garden, the secret in her heart broke open, and she led him to the hidden door beneath the ivy. There Dickon stepped inside the secret garden, and Mary was no longer alone. The nest of the missel thrush. For 2 or 3 minutes he stood looking round him, while Mary watched him, and then he began to walk about softly, even more lightly than Mary had walked the first time she had found herself inside the 4 walls. His eyes seemed to be taking in everything: the gray trees with the gray creepers climbing over them and hanging from their branches, the tangle on the walls and among the grass, the evergreen alcoves with the stone seats and tall flower urns standing in them. "I never thought I'd see this place," he said at last in a whisper. "Did you know about it?" asked Mary. She had spoken aloud, and he made a sign to her. "We must talk low," he said, "or someone will hear us and wonder what's to do in here." "Oh, I forgot," said Mary, feeling frightened and putting her hand quickly against her mouth. "Did you know about the garden?" she asked, again when she had recovered herself. Dickon nodded. "Martha told me there was one, as no one ever went inside," he answered. "Us used to wonder what it was like." He stopped and looked round at the lovely gray tangle about him, and his round eyes looked queerly happy. "The nests as'll be here come springtime," he said. "It'd be the safest nestin' place in England. No one never comin' near entangles trees and roses to build in. I wonder all the birds on the moor don't build here." Mistress Mary put her hand on his arm again without knowing it. "Will there be roses?" she whispered. "Can you tell? I thought perhaps they were all dead." "No, not them, not all of 'em," he answered. "Look here." He stepped over to the nearest tree, an old one with gray lichen all over its bark, but upholding a curtain of tangled sprays and branches. He took a thick knife out of his pocket and opened one of its blades. "There's lots o' dead wood as ought to be cut out," he said. There's a lot o' old wood, but it made some new last year. This here's a new bit." And he touched a shoot which looked brownish-green instead of hard, dry gray. Mary touched it herself in an eager, reverent way. "That one," she said. "Is that one quite alive, quite?" Dickon curved his wide, smiling mouth. "It's as wick as you or me," he said, and Mary remembered that Martha had told her that wick meant alive or lively. "I'm glad it's wick," she cried out in her whisper. "I want them all to be wick. Let us go round the garden and count how many wick ones there are." She quite panted with eagerness, and Dickon was as eager as she was. They went from tree to tree and from bush to bush. Dickon carried his knife in his hand and showed her things which she thought wonderful. "They've run wild," he said, "but th strongest ones has fair thrived on it. The delicatest ones has died out, but th others has growed and spread, till they's a wonder. See here," and he pulled down a thick, gray, dry-looking branch. "A body might think this was dead wood, but I don't believe it is down to the root. I'll cut it low down and see." He knelt and with his knife cut the lifeless-looking branch through, not far above the earth. "There," he said exultantly. "I told thee so. There's green in that would yet. Look at it. Mary was down on her knees before he spoke, gazing with all her might. When it looks a bit greenish and juicy like that, it's wick, he explained. When teat inside is dry and breaks easy, like this here piece I've cut off, it's done for. There's a big root here as all this live wood sprung out of, and if tit old wood's cut off and it's dug round, and took care of there'll be. He stopped and lifted his face to look up at the climbing and hanging sprays above him. There'll be a fountain. Oh, roses here this summer. They went from bush to bush and from tree to tree. He was very strong and clever with his knife and knew how to cut the dry and dead wood away, and could tell when an unpromising bough or twig had still green life in it. In the course of half an hour Mary thought she could tell, too, and when he cut through a lifeless-looking branch she would cry out joyfully under her breath when she caught sight of the least shade of moist green. The spade and hoe and fork were very useful. He showed her how to use the fork while he dug about roots with the spade and stirred the earth and let the air in. They were working industriously round one of the biggest standard roses, when he caught sight of something which made him utter an exclamation of surprise. Why, he cried, pointing to the grass a few feet away. Who did that? There. It was one of Mary's own little clearings round the pale green points. I did it, said Mary. Why, I thought thee didn't know nothin' about gardening, he exclaimed. I don't, she answered, but they were so little, and the grass was so thick and strong, and they looked as if they had no room to breathe. So I made a place for them. I don't even know what they are. Dickon went and knelt down by them, smiling his wide smile. Thou was right, he said. A gardener couldn't have told thee better. They'll grow now like Jack's beanstalk. They're crocuses and snowdrops. And these here is narcissuses, turning to another patch. And here's daffodils. They will be a sight. He ran from one clearing to another. Thou has done a lot o' work for such a little wench, he said, looking her over. I'm growing fatter, said Mary, and I'm growing stronger. I used always to be tired. When I dig I'm not tired at all. I like to smell the earth when it's turned up. It's rare good for thee, he said, nodding his head wisely. There's not as nice as th smell o' good clean earth, except th smell o' fresh growin' things when th rain falls on 'em. I get out on tea more. Many a day when it's rainin' and I lie under a bush and listen to th soft swish o' drops on th heather and I just sniff and sniff. My nose end fair quivers like a rabbit's, mother says. Do you never catch cold? Inquired Mary, gazing at him wonderingly. He had never seen such a funny boy, or such a nice one. Not me, he said, grinning. I never catched cold since I was born. I wasn't brought up nesh enough. I've chased about teach more and all. Weather same as th rabbits does. Mother says I've sniffed up too much fresh air for 12 year to ever get to sniffin' with cold. I'm as tough as a white thorn knobstick. He was working all the time he was talking and Mary was following him and helping him with her fork or the trowel. There's a lot of work to do here, he said once, looking about quite exultantly. Will you come again and help me to do it? Mary begged. I'm sure I can. Help too. I can dig and pull up weeds and do whatever you tell me. Oh, do come, Dickon. I'll come every day if the wants me rain or shine, he answered stoutly. It's th best fun I ever had in my life shut in herein. wakening up a garden. If you will come, said Mary. If you will help me to make it alive. I don't know what I'll do, she ended helplessly. What could you do for a boy like that? I'll tell thee what they'll do, said Dickon with his happy grin. They'll get fat and they'll get as hungry as a young fox and they'll learn how to talk to Teak Robin same as I do. We'll have a lot o' fun. You are growing, learning, and shining, even in your sleep. Good night.